I'm recording this mess. I'm recording it. Too late. Every time.
Go to sleep. All right. He's good. He's chilling. He's good.
The
Bad
last
life.
bottle has to have oatmeal in it.
Yes. Yes. Well, we do rice.
Oh,
He's
okay.
not ready for the oatmeal yet. I think
Right.
when we changed that because they didn't tell us that the based on how many months you are, you get different different stage nipples. Like what the
Yeah.
heck, man?
Yeah.
So
You're probably on one or two still.
we're on the
Three?
third.
You're
Yeah,
on
no,
three?
we're on the two. We're on the two. Three
On
will be
two, yeah.
next week.
Yeah.
Three will
Because
be
Chloe's
next
on
week.
three right now. So
I'm like,
um
dang, man. So we just got the threes, and
mhm.
he's gonna be trying that next week. But we
Okay.
tried oatmeal with the
Mhm.
twos. He was not having it.
Well,
So
because you gotta okay, with the oatmeal, see that's we gotta buy extra nipples. With the oatmeal, you gotta take a knife and cut a little slit so the oatmeal goes through. Because the oatmeal's too thick for the bottom, especially that nipple. So he's sucking and sucking and sucking and getting frustrated. You're like, why are you not eating? He wants to eat it, it just doesn't.
yep,
So you gotta
we
take you
tried that,
gotta
and I
take
was like, no, we do
huh?
rice. He loves
Oh,
the
okay.
rice.
Oh, okay. But you
Yeah.
take you cut it just a little slice. Not a big, not but just a little slice so that it goes through and you're fine. Cause
Okay.
she eats the oatmeal. She get all
Aw. Now we're starting to eat like he's trying baby foods.
hmm
He just had peas today, so he was living
hmm
it up. Love
Yeah.
it, man.
What do you use Gerber or
Yep.
Beechnut?
Gerber.
Beechnut? Gerber? Okay.
Gerber.
We
Yeah.
started using Beechnut because we heard some horrible things about Gerber having metal in it. But
Don't tell me that now. See now I'm gonna go into my cabinet and just go, no,
no, no, no.
no.
Listen, just look into it. I just switched it because I don't want to hear nothing about. You know what I'm saying? So we got Beechnut. Beechnut's pretty good. Costs the same. Tastes good. Look, got the Beechnut sweet tea.
Oh, oh, look at you. All right.
This podcast is sponsored by
Right.
Beechnut.
Sweet
Inappropriate
pea.
jokes inserting here with baby food. Okay, anyway,
I love big food, man.
yeah, all right. Joining me is my main man, my brother from another runner of CV Comic Creations, a Superman enthusiast, hence the shirt, an avid prop maker. So many things, wonderful things I could say about my guy. My bald head partner in crime now. I mean, I gotta fix it.
Yeah.
He getting his life together.
Yes,
New
right.
father. You know,
Yeah, man.
new father. He got his son on the baby monitor right now while he's doing this. So make sure he got the eyes. If you see his eyes veering, he's making sure. Uh, give it up for my man Carlos. Man, Carlos, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Great to be here, bro. Great. Finally made it. Whew.
Finally made it. So
There you
just a
go.
little, just a little background on my man. So this is my college roommate. So if anybody's had a roommate in college, he and I have been. We're gonna be. I'm just gonna say brothers because the saying always goes, you never know somebody until you live with them.
That's right.
And so I'm gonna say this has been my brother for about 18 years now, which is
Oh,
crazy. Right? Think about
18.
that. Is it? Yeah, like oh
Yeah.
04? Oh 04, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So like
Oh,
17, 18 years, bro. It's crazy. So this is my brother.
yes.
He and I would say we grew up together in that
That's
space,
right,
man.
man.
And it's nothing but love. He already know. He already know. That's my brother. So ain't nothing more.
Right.
Ain't nothing more to be said. You never meet a more genuine dude. So
Oh, I
appreciate
love
that,
it,
man.
bro.
Take off
Love it.
that disgusting Superman shirt. So
Nah. I'm
the
gonna hold
reason,
on to this.
the reason I got him on here is because we used to have this great Batman versus Superman debate all the time. Like I said, he's the Superman enthusiast. First couple of days in college, his clothes would be all over the place and whatnot, but then his Superman statues would be nice and in perfect position on his desk. Not his computer, not a water, ramen noodles, nothing. All his Superman statues will be perfectly facing forward. Okay. So that let me know what kind of dude he was and how he felt about Superman. Cool. So once in a while, when he would aggravate me, sometimes the statue would be pointing in different directions. You know, I would do things like that, and it would take him like a
Oh,
few
that
days to
was you.
notice, which is a little crazy. But I would do that just because I couldn't stand it, because I can't stand Superman. So,
Come
but
on, he's a cool dude.
he's a cool dude.
He's a cool dude. That's where it's at.
Uh, So real quick, man, I just want to know, on a serious note, because we all have certain characters we relate to, we find qualities in them and things like that. So what inspired your love of Superman?
Oh man, I have to say, just watching the original Superman movie with Christopher Reeves, like when he started to fly, I believed it. I was like, yo, this dude can fly, even though it's wires and whatnot and, green screen. But I believed it. As a kid, I was like, I'm watching everything.
Hmm.
And, Christopher Reeves ended up doing like 3 more movies. So we got Superman 1 through 4. I watched it all. Then all of the cartoons came out. I was like, I gotta watch it because it's just so good. Then I got into comics, and the
Hmm.
stories are just amazing, man. You know, guy from a kid from another planet comes down, lands in Smallville, Kansas. Gets raised by the Kents, becomes a mild mannered reporter, and then in reality, he's a superhero, or he chooses to be a superhero.
Hmm.
So I'm like, you know what, man, I like that. That's a good quality to have. Like, I want to be able to be like him. As a
Hmm.
kid, I was like, I always wanted to be like Superman. I just everything. I'm like into Superman big time, as you know. You know.
Exactly. Yeah. So
You know.
what's interesting? It's interesting you say. I like how you worded that. You said he chose to be a superhero.
Oh
Like that
yeah.
man with that much power, being able to have that much responsibility, he still chose to be a superhero as opposed to being what's that movie Brightburn when Superman goes
Yes.
wrong? Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, what's some of the qualities that he has that keeps you close, that draws you near? That
He stood for when he spoke to Lois Lane in Superman 1. He said he stood for truth, justice, and the American way. He didn't really uh, have anything to hide other than his identity,
mm,
but wanted to do what's right or what he
mhm,
thought was right for the world. He came down as an alien and he had to hide who he was uh, in real life so that way people can accept him.
mhm.
And the only way they would really accept him beyond being Clark Kent is that he had to put on the suit and decide to come in and save the day.
You discussed how, you know, he had nothing to hide, which I love. You said that he had nothing to hide other than his identity. When he was Superman, he showed you who he was. You knew what he was about all the time.
Yeah.
And I think that's a great quality that we all should strive for and have. And it's interesting you say that because knowing you, right, you're an open book,
Of
right?
course.
Like I said, you're a very genuine person. You don't hide your feelings. You wear your heart on your sleeve all the time, and you like to do for others, and you do it with such smile and joy, which is something that's comparable to some of the qualities that Superman has. So even though you may not realize it, you know, like I said, you having that connection with him and being somebody who's been around you for a long time and speaking to other people about you, you exhibit those qualities. Only thing is you just got muscles like the Hulk. You know what
Oddly enough,
I'm saying?
he's my second favorite hero too.
But you
Marvel.
exhibit, what I'm saying, you exhibit that quality. So maybe,
Yeah.
and I know in your mind you're like, oh, I've never heard that before. You don't think about these things, right? But it's just
Oh,
like I said, it's something we absorb.
I
So
appreciate it.
no problem. So
He's good.
um, now when we talk about the real superhero, he's not an alien. He's
Oh.
actually from Earth. Uh,
Hmm.
so it's funny, right? I like Batman, right? Because it's a regular guy trying to do good around the city. He turned his pain and tragedy into something good, you know.
Right.
But while doing that, still struggling with the duality of it all. Who does Bruce need Batman, or does Batman need Bruce Wayne? And always that constant tug of war of personalities and who he needs
Right.
to be and who he has to be. And that's something relate to in a way of just struggling with, okay, which person do I have to be today? Because you can't be both
See,
all the time. right? So,
But see,
and
you always said that, I exhibited the qualities of Superman. I could definitely tell you right now, being your roommate
uh
back in college, you exhibited all
hmm
the traits of
being up all
my
night,
butt,
yeah.
my band Batman. I'm telling you right now, like I could not know, like you had the greatest poker face in the world because I could not tell, like if you were mad, sad, happy. You always just had that one look on your face. It was like game time every time. You know, whether it was playing video games or on the court, it was game
Mhm.
time. So
Yeah.
I had to be like, okay, what's he thinking about right now? Like the only
Mhm.
way I can figure out is by asking you. And then sometimes I may not even get a straight answer, you know? And then when your family comes around, boom, you are whole. You're like, I give them 100.
Mhm.
It took a while for me to get that 100. It took like
Uh-huh.
2 months,
Uh-huh.
but now I get it all. But I'm like, yo, this guy's like Batman. Okay.
Yeah.
Keeps
See,
it all inside, doesn't leave it out in the world. He keep it at home.
yeah. And you know how much that gets me in trouble every day.
It's all good. And
But, always looking to help still and just finding a balance of, who I am, as a person, constantly, and drawing that to Batman and also multiple characters in the Batman universe, right? You think about the Joker, right?
oh
He's
yeah.
psychotic, but you know, he's also dancing on that line all the time of like, this might be going overboard, so I'll pull back a little bit.
Just
Two-Face, Two-Face, he wears it, right? He wears his duality of switching personalities and stuff back and forth. So I've just been, for whatever reason, just drawn to that because on certain levels, I understand of, you know, finding a place in the world. And as I've gotten older, being older now,
mhm.
it's not even necessarily about, oh, who should I be? It's just, okay, this is what this moment needs right now, so that's what I'm gonna give. If this is what this moment needs right now, that's what I'm gonna give, right? And still get in trouble for having that same one face. And what are you thinking? I'm not thinking anything. Sometimes I'm
Like,
not, but it's just,
you good?
it's
I would
game
say,
time.
you
Yeah, I'm
good?
good. I'm good. Yeah. So
I'm good.
good. Yeah. People will be happy to know that you got it. You got it too. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really working on it. I promise. I promise. I'm working on it. So let's talk about some of um some of the your favorite movies of that horrible character that you like and
Oh,
things to watch
really?
that horrible. Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
man,
Let's talk
he
about some of
could
your
be.
favorite. Uh-huh.
He's the guy, man. Like, come on, horrible. Come on. Who doesn't want to be Superman? You come on. Other than you, who doesn't want to be Superman? To have to be able to have that kind of power, to be able to fly, you know, heat vision,
Mm-hmm.
like freeze breath, super
Mm-hmm.
strength,
Mm-hmm.
seeing X-ray vision. Come on, super
Okay.
hearing. I would kill for like at least one or two of those powers. You know, if I
Yeah.
had to
Yeah.
choose, I'd go super
Uh-huh.
strength and then to fly.
Okay. So you know the S on the chest stands for hope. You know that, right?
Oh, of
There's some
course.
people some people listen to this. The S on the chest is actually not an S. It's Kryptonian for hope,
Yes,
right?
right.
But on Earth, the hope is I hope I get it right.
The first time. Hope you get it
The
right the
first time.
first time.
Hope I get it right the first time. But listen, Batman is the far more superior character, okay? Because
Oh,
he's
all
a
right.
he you can't just go smashing things and blowing things with your ray gun eyes
Mm-hmm.
like this, okay? You actually have to like think and deduct the reason, right? And figure things out. But you want to fly people in the air by their shirt. Tell me the truth. And everybody knows Superman not gonna kill him. But the guy's like, ah, he's not gonna kill you. If you don't mess with Lois, he's not gonna kill you. Saying Batman sneak in, do his little thing, go through the little files, stay down. You got the flashlight on him. There's episodes, and you know this because you just watching with me. There are episodes where Batman's in the file cabinet doing his thing. right? The person come in with the flashlight, look at him. Batman look at him, and the guy walk out like he ain't even see Batman. Got all the files. Okay.
Because
Superman, they
he
start
knew what he
shooting.
was doing.
Exactly. Superman, they start shooting at. They know they can't kill him, but they still start shooting at.
If you
Mm-hmm.
see some dude roll up on you
Mm-hmm.
as you're trying to rob a bank, you see a dude
Mm-hmm.
in a cape that you never seen before, roll
Mm-hmm.
up on you, and you have a gun. Yeah, of course you're gonna get out a couple of shots.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, if I came across that, if I was ever in that kind of position,
Mm-hmm.
after shot one, if that you know ended up bouncing off his chest and hitting on the floor, I'm like, you know
Mm-hmm.
what, you're good, man, you're good. Wait, like you bulletproof? Okay, you win. Take me to jail. I've been purged. I'm done.
So,
You know.
so, okay. They robbing the bank. Batman comes in. You don't even see him there. He tie you up. We good. Superman has to stand there. You guys have to stop doing what you're doing. You're breaking the law. What's
But
use
now you.
use your use your super speed, handle your business, hang them up, and keep it moving here. You guys are out here breaking the law. Stop it.
And see, the reason why they do that is for two things. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
the main point is because it's to show off. Like it's all about showing off what he can do. So like we already know Batman intimidating just by the look.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I get it. He's bad. I got
Mm-hmm.
you. With Superman, you gotta show a little something to then be like, okay, he's bad. Mm, he wants to super speed in there and go, don't rob this bank. You know,
Okay.
you
So
you
you
do
saying that?
that,
Uh-huh.
you do that, it gives them a little extra oomph before he ties them up and sends them to jail. Sort of like a little flourish.
Mm. So you're saying the intimidation levels are a little bit different. Their styles of intimidation.
Yep,
Okay. Batman sneak through, give you the face, keep it moving. Superman stand there because you know you can't really do nothing.
exactly.
Okay. Go in there, handle your business, and get out.
Yep.
Oh, okay. This guy. Okay. Another reason why Batman is better is he has figured out a way to take out Superman. Superman has not figured out a way to take out Batman.
Okay, see now I'm at the all right,
Because
all right.
Superman has one rule and he won't break it.
That
He
you
broke it
know
one
of.
time. He broke it one time and he's like, I killed God. Baby,
See.
baby.
Batman's smart,
Mhm,
detective. What makes you think Superman's not smart? Okay, he's an investigative journalist. What they don't show you is if he can't figure out things, he's going to use his secret identity and get the answers there. Perfect example: Lois and Clark: The New Adventures of Superman, that TV show in the '90s.
mhm,
It definitely showed a good combination between Clark Kent being the mild mannered reporter he is, and then him being Superman. So he had to solve a problem. If he couldn't solve it as Superman, he'd solve it as Clark Kent.
mhm.
So he's got the knowledge. He'll find the answer. So if he
Yeah,
knows, oh, I know where the bad guy is, I'm gonna go. I get the files as a reporter. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna go end up being at this abandoned warehouse, and save the day. And majority of the time, Lois Lane's there, and he has to save her. You know,
yeah.
it is what it is with that.
Because Lois and Jimmy are the one who get the information.
And
Because
then
your
he
boy
goes,
is flying around in red underwear. And
well,
then he
he
goes
goes,
save him and said, oh, I got the information. Lois got the information. So what you're saying is Superman uses Lois and Jimmy as bait every episode. That's what you're telling me. That's what I'm hearing. That's what you're telling me.
not necessarily. I feel like in certain episodes he would tell her, hey, you know what, fall back. Let the cops deal with this.
But
I
she
will
never
go,
listened.
and she does it. And who's gonna stop Lois Lane? Lois Lane always gets into trouble, and then who has to bail her out?
Mm,
Superman. So when he comes in and like his main agenda is to go stop the crime or stop the bad guy, you know, always gets sidetracked because Lois is the one in hostage, or Lois is like tied up on a missile somewhere.
mhm,
So he has to go
Yeah.
untie her from the missile,
Mhm.
get rid of the missile, and then go stop the bad guy. And lo and behold, sometimes he can, pull that off. I give you that.
Mhm.
I think in Superman 1, he couldn't stop both missiles. So one had to hit California. He stopped the other one hitting Hoboken, New Jersey. So yeah. How do I know that? I don't know.
We would should have let that one be. I don't know.
Like I would
Okay.
have. He
I
just
can't
hit
say we
Hoboken.
can't say that. We're gonna say we're gonna think I feel like he chose the wrong miss.
That was in the
I'm
movie,
not
man. That was
I'm
in the
not gonna
movie. If it was me,
I'm just gonna say no, 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 no. We're not gonna say anything. We're just gonna say that's the choice they made movie.
not
Not gonna, mm-mm,
gonna
we
go over
gotta keep
that.
the audience. We're gonna keep the audience engaged. Not gonna.
Okay,
That's what
cool.
happened in the movie. We're gonna use
All
the
right,
facts from the movie. Got it?
gotcha. All right. So what was it saying?
Um.
Uh,
So
Lois
so
Lane
listen.
getting her.
Mhm. So
Then
with all that, okay, with all that being said, okay, how did you feel about Zack Snyder's version of Justice League, the real
oh,
version?
the
We're
real
not gonna
version.
count. We're not gonna count that other thing that came out, that trailer that came out.
Nah,
The real
we.
movie is the 7 hour movie, not that long 2 hour trailer. Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't down with that
Mm-mm.
2 hour debacle. The Snyder cut, you know what? I was happy with it. You know, I wasn't going in like, oh, this is great. I want to see it. This is what I, deserve. Okay. I deserve the Snyder cut.
Yes, sir.
I sat through Man of Steel. You
Mhm.
you ended up trying to like create your own universe and come out with Batman v Superman, which should have just been another Man of Steel 2, Batman versus Superman. Then you introduce all these characters in Justice League, you know,
Mhm.
and that 2 hour debacle, not great. Zack Snyder's cut was, could have been a little bit better. I did enjoy
Mhm.
it, but I'm a little upset because I'm not going to get anything more from that. Like, there's
Mm.
not going to be a Justice League 2. There's not going to be Justice League versus Legion of Doom,
Mhm.
things of that nature. You're not going to see anything else from the Snyderverse. It's
Mhm.
completely destroyed. And all these
Yeah.
other movies that are coming out, they're going to have no way, shape, or form have to do with the Snyderverse.
Mhm.
So,
I think I
eh,
think I think they were very sloppy and not trying to find some. Listen, nothing will be Marvel, nothing will duplicate Marvel, and I'm not asking them to do that. But you do need to find a way to have some continuity on what
yeah,
you are talking about. Why do we have 9,000 Batmans? Okay, now I know what they're going to do. They're going to try to use this Flash paradox thing to pull it all together. But if they don't pull this off right, you're gonna lose everybody.
I'm going to
I,
go straight for Marvel. Like, I'm going to say
I
goodbye,
feel
DC,
I
and no
feel
more.
like to be honest, I think they should just stick to the animation. Whoever does their writing for the animation part of DC should just grab a hold of it and just make all animated movies because
Of course.
every I'm I'm gonna go on a limb. I'm gonna say every DC animated movie that I've watched, I've enjoyed.
I agree with you there.
You
Every
know,
single one. They
every
like
single one I've enjoyed.
knockouts.
And and then for the average person, I understood what was going on. Like I didn't even if I didn't see the last one before, I'm like, okay, I know what's going on here. You know, and maybe somebody from that universe should be like, okay, even the one with Constantine, I knew what was going on. I'm like, I don't know why Constantine is here, and I don't know why Satan is here, but let's go. Let's Shazam. Oh,
uh,
let's go. Have
exactly.
fun.
See, I'm a little upset now with the animated series because with the animated movies because the second to last one, Apocalypse
Mhm.
War, that's essentially the end of the shared universe, New
Mm.
52 era. So at the end of that movie, Flash goes back and changes everything, and he
Mhm.
knew that it wasn't going to be the same as before. So now these next movies that are coming out, next animated movies, they're going to be completely solo movies, maybe mention like a Batman, Superman,
Mhm,
Flash in those movies, but they're not really gonna join together yet.
mhm,
From what I see
mhm.
on these different websites that I read.
Okay.
But
So
yeah, I
hopefully,
was loving that, man. That was amazing.
hopefully they're gonna take this time to have those solo movies and then bring it all back together.
I hope so
Oh,
too. I mean, I told you this. I told all the I feel like a broken record when I say this with the live action movies. You know,
mhm,
all everybody thinks that DC was trying to be like Marvel. Marvel did it first with their MCU. That's great. Marvel did it.
mhm,
DC, if they decided to go the same route as Marvel, I'm not going
mhm,
to be angry. That's great. This is something that I want to see. Um, what they could have done to make themselves a little unique is instead of getting all of the superheroes like rally them together, you
mhm.
should get all of the villains together
Now that-
of those
mhm,
different heroes. And then at the end, you get the heroes to try to stop them.
right.
So I would have, oh man, I would have loved that. I'd have like, okay, every
Well, here's the
solo
thing.
hero movie, you bring another villain together.
The other thing is that DC has done a great job with their TV shows too. I forgot about that portion too.
Oh yeah.
They've done a great job with their TV shows. They got
Oh yeah.
uh Titans, Doom Patrol, what was the other one? Oh, Flash,
Yeah. Flash and
Green
Arrow. Yep.
Arrow. I mean,
They're
what's the other one?
crossovers.
Legends of Tomorrow, Legions of
Yep.
Tomorrow, Legends of
Legends of
Tomorrow,
Tomorrow. Yep.
Supergirl. Like uh, so just work, please work it.
They're
Look, I'm
everywhere.
doing the
Like
thing.
you
See, I told you not to do nothing with the hands, right? And I'm doing it.
see,
Told
I'm
you.
keeping it. I'm keeping it here.
Yeah.
I was saying like
Um.
they're everywhere. Like DC has, good writers on their TV shows, good writers in
Mhm,
their animated movies. Not so great writers in Hollywood, with their
mhm,
movies. But
mhm.
if they could just get those writers from like the cartoons and the TV shows and get them to write the big
The
screen
movie,
movies,
the
it
big
would
screen.
be amazing. It would be amazing. Like the Arrowverse, we call it the
Mhm,
Arrowverse shows. Their crossovers were phenomenal. You
mhm.
know, like it felt like watching the Justice League movie, but in a
Right.
small screen. They didn't have your heavy hitters like Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman and Aquaman, but you had Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman. The list goes on. And I'm like, come on. You proved that even like lower tier heroes
Mhm.
can be phenomenal.
All right, dude, man. This is solid stuff. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. We're gonna get it on because I want to have another conversation with you. Actually, I just thought about it because I see the sword in the background. We're gonna talk about your props in a little bit, but I want to have a Green Ranger versus Thanos discussion with you.
We can do that. You
I
want to do
think
that right now, or that's gonna be
no, no,
because
no. Later, later, later,
I
later,
was like,
later.
that could be a
It's
whole show.
it's 12 o'clock.
Oh yeah, it is. It
It's
is.
12 o'clock,
But
and
you know,
we got families. But
I got this.
we're gonna do a Green Ranger Thanos show. Um, so anyway, that was just on my mind while you were talking. But I do the last thing I want to do. You've gotten into prop making, and I know you're heavy into comic books and Comic Con and all those other things, and you've always tried to get me to go, and I always say yeah, 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 but then when it's
One
time to
day,
go,
I'm
one day
one day it's
we're gonna
gonna be
get
you and me and our guy and our little ones, and we're gonna go.
all right,
Okay.
all right.
I,
So
I'm
I'm gonna
I'm gonna
start.
hold you to that.
I'm gonna start saving money for the tickets now.
That's right. I'm not
um,
going this year. I'm probably gonna go next year. So
Next year.
tell your little man,
Hmm.
Uncle Carlos is gonna wants us to go to Comic Con. I'll be
All
there.
right, you'll beat it.
My boy will be there.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Introduce them to your world, and I dig it.
Heck yeah.
So what got you into prop making, man? Because I'm gonna
Oh,
say this. Anybody who's watched my show previously while I was at work, if you see the morpher on the wall, it's my man right here who made it for me.
that's right.
They made me two of them. I had to put it somewhere, so I was like, "Oh, this is a perfect place." So shout out, when you heard me, shout out my man
Of course,
Carlos,
man.
my man Carlos
I
right here.
got you.
Hook me up with the
So
Green Ranger Morpher.
what got
Appreciate
me
it.
into prop making, man?
Yeah.
It got me. Felt like it was so many years ago. I was just doing a random Google search, and um, I just wanted to see, like, this is right when Iron Man came out, and I was like, you know what?
Mm,
I want to know if it'd be cool to make an Iron Man helmet. Like, how can someone make an Iron Man helmet? Then I'm looking, I fall into the YouTube, you know,
Abyss.
a bit exactly the YouTube abyss, and I found out that people made Iron Man helmets out of paper, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get down on that. Bad idea in a one bedroom apartment. You don't want to do that in a one bedroom apartment. No.
Mhm.
If you want to stay married, don't do that.
Sound advice.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Mhm.
lucky my wife loves me. Okay,
Mhm.
because all of the different methods I've done, she she said her piece, and I've since evolved from paper to 3D printing now. I got myself a 3D printer. Zero smell, zero
Finesse.
hassle. It's just
Finesse.
amazing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I just It's so many things you can do with like 3D printing, even out of paper. You can make props of like Thor's hammer, Iron
Mhm.
Man's helmet, Captain America's shield, Power Ranger weapons, um, morphers. I'm like, I want to get into that. That's something to get my mind off of work, as a lab tech.
Mhm.
I'm always working nonstop, trying to get all these results out to the doctors. But once I, clock out, I need to get my mind straight. And getting into prop making kind of opened my creativity side, and I was in heaven. So like even now, I'll spend a couple minutes just 3D modeling, and then I'll set up my printer. I'll turn it on, leave it on for a day or two, and then when it's done, I'll have a whole helmet, and I'll start to paint it, and I'll wear it in my
Mhm.
house. Okay, it's my helmet.
It's your house. It's your house. You paid
It's
for
my
it. You
house.
gotta have a house.
Shoot, as you can see, it's my basement. It's my basement / workshop.
Yeah. You
So
know, I I love that you're into this stuff, the prop making and stuff. And what's interesting is that these are all the things like we wish we had as kids, right? And
exactly, yep,
and anytime we had a little time to go look it up on the internet and whatnot, you be like, "Oh, I'd love to wear the Iron Man suit. Oh, I don't have $200,000 for an Iron Man."
exactly,
Or you saw the Green Ranger running around with his little flute dagger, or you wanted a morpher and things like
yep,
that, and uh,
sure,
Captain America's shield and Tony Stark.
yep.
All of those things. Black Panther helmet. All of these things. Look, my man got them in the background. Um, all of these things. Is that the hammer from Halo? What is that?
So that right there, that's the Gold Ranger staff right there, my man.
Oh, oh, I
Yeah,
see it. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Never mind. See, I'm not even. I got to get my mind. But all of these things that we would think about as children, you can make in your hand, and it's something that's not easy. You spend, like, for example, you made the Iron Man helmet. I've had the privilege of wearing the Iron Man helmet. Um, like, just talk about how long that took.
Well, printing, because you can't just print all one shot because it'll take weeks. You have to like print different pieces and then assemble it, like,
Hmm.
get it all together. So it would take me to print all the different pieces about a week to put it all together, uh, 2 days. Then I have to sand it all down because it's plastic. So you got to get all this, like, get it nice and smooth instead of ridge. So that
Hmm.
takes about 2 to 3 days. Then you have to prime it, then paint it,
Hmm.
and then
Hmm.
that all of that takes about, so roughly 2 to 3 weeks. If
Hmm.
it's like a constant, like every day after work, I spend like 2 or 3 hours
Hmm.
on this one helmet. I can finish in like 3 weeks, and
Yeah.
I can get great work. And then if I want to go even bigger, I'll put like lights and stuff inside. You
Hmm.
know, that's when I start getting real crafty with like electrics. But that's
All right.
that's a flip
So
of the
you,
coin if I
so
want to
just
do that or not.
right. So just for the prop alone, without lights and everything, you're looking at a month worth of
Yeah,
work. And I want
yeah,
everybody to hear all of these things. So when you go to all of these events and whatnot, and these people are asking for hundreds of dollars for props and whatnot. You're like, oh, I'm not spending $100 on that. You have to think about the time
Yep.
that
The
people are
time.
spending, the
Oh
time,
yeah.
and the detailing. And you heard him. He said, if I spend 2 to 3 hours a week, I mean, two to three
Oh, a
hours
day.
a day on it, it's gonna take me 3 weeks. I mean, like, think about how much. That's how much time. You know, you want people to practice their craft. For example, I'm a coach. I played ball. I was in the gym 2 to 3 hours a day. You know,
Yep.
for a game that lasted 48 minutes. Let's just think about that. In a in a gym 2 to 3 hours a day, 6 to 7 days a week, for a game that lasts 48 minutes. So he's putting the time in, 2 to 3 hours a day to something that's going to take him 3 weeks or a month without
Yep.
all the extra stuff in it. So whatever you do, and I love that you said that because it just shows like whatever you do, basketball, prop making, it's going to take time for you to be good at
Oh
it,
yeah.
you know?
You
And I
have
had the
to.
privilege of seeing some of your earlier work to where you're at now. It's like leaps
Oh
and
yeah.
bounds. But like I said, it took the time, man. And you put the time in. That's all it takes, man. Put the
That's
time.
it. Just got to put the time, and I did a
Mhm,
lot of before just getting into 3D printing. I had to do a lot of, research and YouTube videos on like even how to operate it or how to assemble it. Because I was like, I've never handled a 3D printer ever, and now
mhm,
it's like I'm working on it every day. If something
mhm.
were to like break, I know how to fix it now. All I need to do is just, oh, I got this one part. I'm okay.
I remember the earlier models you used to you'd be like,
Make it.
oh, yeah, I just watched this. I just watched it make this thing for 2 days and it's backwards.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't remember what you were making, but I remember you were like, oh, I just watched it for 2 days. And it's backwards. It's not even
Yeah,
right
it's
shape.
sometimes yeah,
Looks horrible.
sometimes even with paper, sometimes I didn't get the sizing right. So
Hmm.
I would make a really good helmet, but it wouldn't even fit my head. I have a big
Hmm.
dome, I admit it. I have a big dome, but it was a waste of time. It was a lot of
Hmm.
work to put into it. And then to find out I can't even wear it.
Hmm.
So it's
Listen,
definitely a
here,
lot of trials.
lot of trial and error, research, mistakes, sticking to it, grinding,
Oh yeah,
all qualities in whatever you do. You still
definitely.
have to have those qualities, man.
Yeah,
So
man. That's life. It's
still gotta
life.
have the life qualities, man, that you have to have. So that's
Yeah.
dope. All right, bro. That's a wrap. I'd like to thank my man Carlos, aka L Thing, for coming on.
Oh, anytime, bro. Anytime. You
We get
just
into
name it.
that later. But
It's another video. See, I can
another
come back on
video.
a regular
So later,
basis, bro.
exactly. Well, our next video definitely we're gonna do Green Ranger versus Thanos. We're gonna find time to do
Oh, I'm gonna write that down.
so.
Buddy, it was
Anyway,
great seeing you, man.
oh
I
yeah,
miss you.
yeah. I'm sorry. Mhm. Miss
I
you too,
missed you,
bro.
bro.
Miss you, bro. All right.
Air,
I'll
air
holler at you
hug,
later.
man.
Air hug.
Mm. Love you, bro. Peace.